Hey guys, want to know how I made this beautiful fall swag? Just keep on watching. Hey, what's up guys? It's Jess. Welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to show you my quick and easy tutorial on how I make my own mailbox swag. So for starters, some of the tools you're going to need are a good pair of scissors, some floral wire, a pack of zip ties, I got this from Dollar Tree, some ribbon. I picked up this roll from Hobby Lobby and I used a 40% off coupon. Don't forget about your coupons, guys. Some mesh. I picked this up from Dollar General for $5. And lastly, some floral picks of your choice. Okay, so these are two old picks that I had left over from last year. So what I'm going to do is just combine these two together, and you're going to slide them pretty close together. Maybe about like that. Okay, so now that I've got these two pretty much arranged how I want them, I'm going to go ahead and zip tie these two together. One side. And then put the second one on. Pull that nice and tight. There, so I've got my two zip ties. I'm just going to cut off that excess. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and set this to the side for now so I can work on my ribbon. I'm going to start off with the mesh first. So this mesh is wired, so it will hold its shape very well. And what I do is I start off with a loop, and then at the top of the loop I scrunch it together, just like that. So what I'm going to keep doing is fold it outward, create a loop, scrunch that together. And it can be kind of difficult to hold. Just make sure your loops are pretty uniform in size. Bunch it, create a loop. And I kind of shape my loops as I go. Once you have all of your scrunched sections, you're going to take a zip tie, find the center, and zip tie that all together. This is why I said the zip ties come in handy, y'all. So much easier than trying to tie and twist. Once you got the zip tie on, just pull it nice and tight to hold everything together. And then I just fluff out my bow to my liking. And this is what your end result should look like. And then lastly, you just want to cut off a tail. I think I left about maybe a foot of overhang. Okay, so next I'm going to work on my ribbon. So you'll want to unroll maybe about 8 inches or so, just depending on how big you want your bow to be. This one is going to be fitting inside of my mesh, so I think I want my loops just to be a little bit bigger. And then you're just going to take that and flip it over. Make sure you keep it nice and flat, and you're just going to keep rotating it to create your loops. And you want to make sure that you have equal amount of loops on both sides. So here I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4 loops. Flip it one more time to make sure I have 4 on both sides. Once you have your equal amount of loops, you'll want to cut off the excess. Now that I have my loops nice and even and flat, next I'm taking my scissors and I'm going to cut a diagonal line just about halfway to center. And then I'm going to do the same thing in the opposite direction to create a triangle. You just want to make sure that you don't cut all the way to the center. And then I'm just going to rotate it and repeat the same steps on the other side, again making sure not to cut all the way to the center. You want to make sure that you're cutting only about halfway and leaving some material in the middle, and you'll see why in just a second. And once you're done, it should look something like this. It should look similar to a little bow tie. Next, you're going to take a zip tie and tie the very center all together. This is why you want to make sure, guys, that you don't cut all the way through the center. Make sure you pull your zip tie nice and tight, and this is going to be the center of the bow. Next, you're going to unfold your loops. So what I do normally is I'll take one loop, bend it down, take the next loop, and bend it back. Pull a loop, bend it down, take the next loop, and pull it back. You're just alternating your loop patterns. Once I've unfolded all of my loops, I'm just going back in and playing with the loops a little bit and just shaping the bow to my liking. Now that I have the bow to my liking, I'm just going to set that aside and work on the tails. So I'm taking the rest of my ribbon, I'm going to roll out about 4 feet of ribbon and just cut off the ends. Okay, I'm going to set aside my bow and tails for now and work on attaching everything. So I'm going back to taking my mesh. I'm going to find the center and attach the mesh to my floral pics using a zip tie. So again, I'm just taking my zip tie and I'm going to wrap around all the way from the back to the front, making sure to grab everything in the zip tie. You want to make sure you have everything gathered together and pull it nice and tight so that it is secure. Next, I'm going to be attaching my ribbon bow. So I'm going to find the center again, and I'm going to attach this using another zip tie. To make things a little bit easier, I'm going to go ahead and attach my tail first. So I'm taking a zip tie, and I'm going to attach that zip tie to the center of the zip tie on the bow. Now that I've got the tails attached, next I'm going to be attaching my ribbon to my mesh. So I've taken a zip tie and looped that through the center of the mesh bow zip tie. Next, I'm gathering everything together. So you'll want to find the center of the ribbon bow and the tail and attach that to the center of the mesh bow using that zip tie. Once I've got everything looped through the center, I'm just going to make sure that I pull tightly on my zip tie to make sure everything is nice and secure, and then cut off the excess. Now I'm going to go in and just fluff my bow again to my liking, make sure I arrange all of the loops so that they look nice. And then last, as a finishing touch, I'll be adding this floral pic that I got from Walmart for $1.34. So here I tried to just attach the floral pic using the existing zip ties that I already have in the center, but they were too tight. So I'm going to improvise and use my floral wire and just twist it onto the back of the floral pic. Next, I'm grabbing a piece of wire in each hand and wrapping it around the entire center, front to back of my entire swag piece, and then just secure it in the back. And then lastly, I'm ready for my finishing touches. I'm going to go ahead and work on my tails. So I'm taking my scissors and I'm just going to cut a diagonal line straight up just to keep the ends from looking like a blunt end. And then lastly, I'm just showing you guys how I'm going to be attaching my swag to my mailbox. I will be using a wire hanger. So here I'm just showing you I've taken a wire hanger and bent it and just slipped it through all the zip ties on the back side of the swag. And here's a look at the finished product, you guys. I think it is gorgeous. It is so fall festive, and you guys, this only took me about 10 minutes to make. I do want to mention that I did go back in and attach a second set of tails to my ribbon just to give it a little bit more flair. I hope that this video was inspiring to you. I hope that you get out there and create your own swags. If you do, please tag me in your pictures on Instagram. I'll leave my handle below. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up so I know to do more. Subscribe to my channel, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.